A new conquest means a whole new set of cheeses that CG does not want you to know about. Starting things off right to get the stranger, we go over all the Sector 1 feats to get you there. So come check it out. What's going on, Knights of X, and welcome to the Sector 1 guide for the stranger, going over all of the sector feats, including the mini boss and the main boss of Sector 1, going over each feat in detail, what exact data disc that I used, and what data disc that I'm going to be looking for going forward throughout the conquest to make these cheeses even easier for the feats here and for the feats later on as well. So we're going to go over all of that today. Heading into conquest, we are talking specifically Sector 1, and I was able to complete it already on day 1. So I have a infographic that I made prior to conquest going over all of the sector feats and what teams to use, but CG being CG swapped the feats on one of Sector 2 with Sector 1. So the buff immunity was replaced with the bonus turn. So if you guys are following my infographics, which if you aren't aware are in my Discord, which will be linked down below, it is swapped with Sector 2. So bonus turns and buff immunity are swapped. But it doesn't mean anything. It just changes what teams are used where, all relatively the same. But we're going to go over how to get 50 bonus turns in one battle, how to combine 2 feats into one with the bonus turns and the Brutus surviving feat, as well as doing no tanks and stagger. Really not that hard of a sector. We're going to show you many different options. The data disc that I use specifically and I'm recommending for you for this conquest, which I think is going to be very helpful, is going to be Leader's Resolve, because a lot of these are going to be solo characters, or you're relying on the leader to do a ton of damage to carry your sides. Like for Maul, for example, we use Maul a ton, so having his tanky stats and his offense and speed ramped up only makes it a lot easier for you. The attacks at a turn, or the stacking fervor, is amazing because with Maul lead, they're constantly attacking out of turn. You tie that in with Booming Voice, even better. I use Fortified for a little bit of tanky stats just to get out there and be survivable. Once I'm able to get Booming Voice or Assertive Command, these are going to stack up very nicely. So the only one here that I'm missing that I really want is going to be Blindside, which is whenever you attack out of turn, the enemy's exposed. So whenever Maul does his Anguish ability, which you're going to see later on, they're going to be exposed at the end of his turn. It's even more damage. So what you're not seeing here is Blindside, a possible or Assertive Command, and Booming Voice. But those are all the feats. I have all the gameplay recorded on a video, so we're going to switch over to that now. Starting things right, we're going to go with the bonus turns for Gungans. I mean, guys, this is very simple. This has been a repeat in previous conquests. If you guys do have Gungans, it's absolutely a breeze. I'm going to do it on 2x speed. All I pretty much do is I found a Phoenix node, and I put it on auto basic. Had 0 to begin the battle when I started, and as you're going to see when the battle goes on, you end it, and you pretty much get 50 bonus turns in a single battle. So if you guys are fortunate enough to have the Gungans, this is done in one battle. Not essential, but it's a nice cheese to have. The more efficient you are with your conquest, the easier it's going to be going forward. So if you do have Gungans, get the bonus turns out in one battle. It's really a breeze. I'll let it play out really quick. I just do auto basic to ensure I don't do enough or a ton of damage to get rid of them. I want to make sure they get as many bonus turns as possible. And as you can see here, as soon as you get rid of Ezra, the battle ends, and 3, 2, 1, boom, 50 bonus turns in a single battle. Really not that hard. I just think if you find any node, not specifically Phoenix, you're going to be fine. So Gungans are a breeze, 50 bonus turns, one battle. For this next one, it's a combined 2-in-1 feat. So you're getting the bonus turns as well as the Brutus surviving. So if you don't have Gungans, don't worry. You're going to get a bunch of bonus turns with Maul, and you're going to have to do 10 of these battles anyway for Brutus surviving. So this is the team comp. It's Maul, Canderous, Watt, Django, and Brutus. As you can see, extremely low gear, low star. He's like gear 8, 5 star. With the right data disc combo, you're going to be fine. So I chose a Mon Mothma node. You want to put the weapon tech onto your Maul, which is the right one, all the way on the right from Watt. You put it on Maul. Then Maul's going to do his first special. That's going to grant Turn Meter to Canderous. Canderous does his first special. Maul gets a bonus turn and is going to trigger all of his Anguish. So as you can see here, we're going all in on the sides. They're not even taking a turn. And no matter how low gear your Brutus is, it doesn't matter. Battle's over in 1, 2, 3. You can do that all the way up to 1 stamina. So I just wanted to show you. That's a combination of bonus turn and Brutus surviving. I'm not going to show any Galactic Legend gameplay with Brutus, because if you do have a Galactic Legend, you might as well throw them in there and put Brutus on the team. It'll be very easy for that. But for no Galactic Legends, if, let's say you guys don't have any, Maul is a very good option for you, because the enemy team can literally not take a turn. You get all the way out ahead. That jumps to the next feat, which is going to be no tanks. I'm going to show a couple different variations. JML is going to be the first one with General Kenobi, Mace, Obi-Wan, Kenobi, Old Ben, which has evasion down on a basic, which ties into your global feat, as well as Plo Koon. All very good tanks. Now, I chose a random node. I ended up finding a Separatist Grievous node. I'm just constantly trying to call anyone to assist. Ideally, you want to call Old Ben to assist, because he has evasion down on his basic. But not that hard. You got to do this 10 times anyway, and there's going to be a lot easier teams later on in the conquest that's going to help you get evasion down a lot quicker. But for now, you got to get this battle done. It's a freebie if you guys have Galactic Legend Master Luke, or if you have Leia, which we're going to show next. There's also a Malgus variant with all Sith and an extra tank that'll work. But this is one feat that's it's pretty much an easy 5 key cards. It's kind of annoying to grind. But let's go back a little bit there. We went a little bit too far ahead. The second team is going to be a Leia team with Old Ben again, Baze, Kanan, and I threw in Scarif, Rebel Pathfinder. You could throw in Cara Dune or something, or Chopper. All tanks for Rebels. And then here, I chose a General Kenobi node. It could be any node that you find, pretty much. Don't do it on like a Star Killer node. That might be a little bit more difficult. It could still win, but just pick and choose your battles wisely and prioritize what teams are going to work with certain nodes. This team wasn't as threatening, so I knew Leia would be absolutely fine here. So this is another example of all tanks in your squad. If I said no tanks before, I meant only tanks. Only tanks. This is a great way to do it, and not challenging at all. So here, Leia is a tank, which is amazing because she hits very hard and has great utility in her kit. And it's really 1, 2, 3. So that's a no-brainer. Next we're going to talk about is Stagger. And this one I had on my infographic. It works out really good, actually. You could get this done in 1 battle. I got it done in 2. It's not the end of the world, because you got to use this team, twice. It's not the end of the world as many battles in Tier 1 or Sector 1. So here I chose a Mandalorian node, which is kind of dangerous because they're very fast. So I wanted to show you could still work on this team. You pretty much open with the Stagger from RJ. You get the stun. Bas-Lashan has a Stagger. Scout Trooper has a Stagger. Krennic has a Stagger. Palpatine is your turn meter facilitator. So this is a great way to do it. I believe I got like 45 or 50 in this battle. I had to do it one more time to a different team. It was really not that difficult. As long as you control them with the stuns, the turn meter. If they hit less hard, you could probably get it done in 1 battle, but this one's a no-brainer. If you do find a Droideka node, you could use CLS with Rolo. I do have a video of that of a previous conquest where you can do, or not Rolo, Veteran Smuggler Han Solo, where you can do it that way. So I can link that in my video below as well. We keep skipping ahead because these videos are really overlapped, but we're going to talk about the next feat, which is coming up, is going to be the Mandalorian team with Kix in it. It's the mini boss node for Kix surviving. So the problem is that the node says he doesn't need to survive. The code really is saying he needs to survive. So what it is, it's the same team we were using before with Brutus. We're just throwing in Kix. Kix is low gear, not on this video, but on my other account, and it worked out the same. So I'm using a Mandalorian team. At one point, I do lose a character, but it's really not hard because with Maul's lead, your 2 Mandalorian sides are going to get taunt whenever who's the most tankiest. So Kix actually can't get hit unless both your sides go down. So there's no AoEs in that team. You just got to take your time. Cal's very annoying with the protection up, so I try to go for Cal first. Landed buff immunity on him and just try to get him out as quickly as possible. Try to go for Fulcrum as well because she hits pretty hard. So, slowly taking my time. They do get rid of Canderous, unfortunately. But we're still alive. Our Django is tanking. He gets a revive. There, I try to go for a random ability. But it's really not that difficult. I just trying to take my time, trying to get my anguish stacks up. He ends up getting killed again. But if you have a GL, this also works. I'm just trying to show you a different option if you didn't have one. I'm going to show you a GL option right after this. But here, I'm just taking my time. If you guys have Django up and running for having Jedi Master Kenobi, it's very helpful. It just takes a little bit of time. If I had better data discs, like I mentioned earlier, if I had the blind side or the assertive command or booming voice, it's a ton easier this battle. I just wasn't able to roll it yet. So as the conquest keeps going, you'll be able to find more and more data discs to make it a little bit easier. But as you can see, Kix, it was in no danger of going down because they cannot target him. He's literally untargetable if the Mandalorian sides are still active. Yeah, you did lose a character, got a little unlucky, but it's still another extra key card, so not bad at all. The next variation I want to show you with Kix surviving is going to be with GL Ray, and pretty much all unaligned Force users besides Kix. That one, my Kix there is at gear 8. All you want to pretty much do is put the lifeblood on Kix multiple times, whirlwind the sides, kill them, and he will not get touched. He will be very hard to defeat with lifeblood on him. So I'm going to just skip forward a little bit. Pretty much you're going to see the end of the battle. Everyone's still alive. Ray makes this a really, really easy battle. And we, looks like I got a sub during that recording, so that's actually hilarious. Appreciate it. But that's the mini-boss node. Now we're going to talk about the final boss, or no, we still got to talk about Master Mace, because you got to win with Jocasta New. So, if you have Jocasta New unlocked, you might as well have Mace. So, and if you don't have her Mace, throw her into another Galactic Republic team. Pretty much, this is a Galactic Republic global feat. Jocasta New makes this a breeze. We might lose a character here because Seer's second special hits kind of hard, but probably got a little bit unlucky here. You pretty much want to kill the sides. It's really a no-brainer if you have Master Mace. Just want to show you guys every variation of the battle as possible. Depa Billaba is hitting kind of hard. You're seeing Mace do his thing. Unfortunately, Seer Junita hits very, very hard. Just taking our time here. Crew is kind of tanky. We were able to get through him. I probably could have saved it. That might have been a mistake by me. I was able to stun lock her, but I do believe she kills Temple Guard, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she kills Temple Guard after getting a bonus turn. It was a little unlucky at the end, but that is easy Jocasta New battle. And now we gotta talk about the final boss, and I know a lot of players are struggling with this. I was able to get it done in one try. You just gotta pretty much not do anything but the first special and the basic. Like, don't ever touch the second special, in my opinion. So here, you're gonna see I go into battle. I'm gonna do it a little bit slower with you guys. So I was just overlooking the kit a little bit. We'll put it back on 1x speed. Right here. I just do the middle special. I want to get tenacity down and buff immunity. Now I just stick to basics because I'm able to remove turn meter because he has tenacity down. Keep removing turn meter. Use the first special as much as I can whenever it's up. Stick to basics because Commander Luke's tenacity is a lot higher when he's not in call to action. So keep him in the first form. Only use the first special and the basic. Want that tenacity down in the beginning. It's very, very important. So that one was a no-brainer. That's the Commander Luke surviving one. Now, the last thing is going to be a random team that I used to use back in the day. You definitely want to use Teebo lead because he's able to remove turn meter when allies are under stealth. And he has turn meter removal on a basic. Qui-Gon removes turn meter. Jinn Erso removes turn meter. But TIE Pilot is very important because he applies tenacity down on a basic. That is what you want to make sure you utilize during this battle. So if you have a high or low gear TIE Pilot, he's pretty clutch here because of the tenacity down on a basic. So I made a mistake in the beginning by going for Jinn Erso's second special because I couldn't remove turn meter. He didn't have tenacity down. So here I go for a basic on TIE Pilot. I get the crit. It's tenacity down. I do go for the assist. Go for the thing here. Qui-Gon has a turn meter removal on a basic. I keep going for that tenacity down. I go for a basic there. We got resisted still. Not the end of the world. There I'm able to remove turn meter. It still gets resisted, unfortunately. But here, as you can see, turn meter is getting removed. It's pretty cool. Teebo on a basic removes turn meter. We see he lost a bunch of turn meter there. Qui-Gon removed turn meter. Keep up the tenacity down. Remove more turn meter. It's pretty much a turn meter removal team. That was the whole point of the Rancor thing back in the day, is making sure we can remove as much turn meter as possible so he doesn't take a turn. So that's the team for that. And that pretty much wraps up Sector 1, guys. It's really nothing crazy. The other sectors are going to get way more interesting. So I hope this one helped you guys a little bit. I know a little, not that difficult. A lot of you guys are going to have these teams. Not a ton of crazy super cheeses like other feats and other sectors, but the bonus turn one is easy. Getting Brutus to survive with Maul is a breeze, and all the other ones should not be a problem if you have these other teams unlocked. So that's going to wrap up Sector 1. Nothing crazy yet. It's going to get way more interesting as we get the conquest going. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope it helped you. Please leave a like, comment down below, share it with your guild, and subscribe to the channel for more content and to become a Knight of X. and I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you all.